我们也讨论到中巴经济走廊取得的成就非常的突出。我向王毅外长强调，我们举国将中巴经济走廊作为是一个具有重大战略意义的工程。我们也非常感谢中国的领导层亲自重视走廊的建设。对巴新政府而言，我们也把它作为一个工作的重点。在当前正在进行的项目将会尽早完成。与此同时，双方将讨论合作的一些新方式。
I have discussed with the State Councillor the priorities of our government, including poverty alleviation, socio-economic development, job creation, and rooting out corruption, which will be incorporated in our future joint endeavours.
我也向王毅外长提到了本届新政府所工作的一些重点，包括减贫扶贫、促进社会发展、创造就业、根除腐败，这些呢也将成为今后中巴合作的领域。
I assured the Foreign Minister that the security of Chinese nationals working on CPEC projects is a top priority, and our law enforcement authorities are working hard to ensure a secure working environment for Chinese nationals in Pakistan.
我也向王毅外长强调，中国在巴工作的关于走廊项目的这些工作人员的个人的安全将会被我们作为工作的重中之重。巴方的执法部门正在尽全力保障一个安全的工作环境。
Pakistan has made huge strides in combating terrorism and obliteration of terrorist activities from its soil. We strongly condemn all terrorist activities, whether perpetrated by individuals, groups or states. Our effort is, in this regard, have always been supported by China.
巴基斯坦在根除恐怖主义以及把恐怖主义分子从我们的国土上清除出去方面做出了巨大的努力。我们强烈的谴责一切形式的恐怖主义，无论是个人、组织还是国家所从事的恐怖主义活动。而在我们的反恐的努力方面，也一直得到了来自中国的支持。
The State Councillor highlighted Pakistan's immense contribution in combating terrorism and emphasized that China fully supports our efforts in this regard. He acknowledged Pakistan's sacrifices in the fight against terrorism and urged the international community to appreciate Pakistan's role in countering terrorism, which is a global problem.
王毅国务委员强调了巴基斯坦在打击恐怖主义方面所做出的巨大的贡献，同时呢，他也再次强调了中国将全力支持巴方呢在这个方面的努力。他也再次重申了巴基斯坦为反恐所做出的巨大的牺牲。全国际社会呢应当认识到巴基斯坦在反恐方面所发挥的重要的作用，而恐怖主义呢是一个全球的问题。
I urged the Foreign Minister that we may work together towards enhancing our trade cooperation. While overall trade is increasing, we feel the increasing need to harness our economic potential to export to China those goods and products which are at a comparative advantage.
我也向王毅外长呼吁呢，我们要进一步的加大力度来促进双边的贸易。虽然双边贸易总体呈上升的趋势，但是我们觉得要充分发挥出我们经济的潜力，我们还应该能够把更多的一些优势产品出口到中国。
I conveyed to the Honourable State Councillor that Pakistan greatly appreciates the consistent support by China at multilateral fora. Pakistan has progressed in many regional initiatives such as SCO, mainly due to Chinese support. I express the hope that China will continue to work together with Pakistan at the multilateral fora.
我也向王毅国务委员表示了巴基斯坦对于中国在国际场合对巴的支持的高度的赞赏。我们在很多一些区域的行动中能够取得进展，比如说能够加入上海合作组织，主要是得益于中方给我们的支持。我也再次表明，巴基斯坦希望呢在国际场合中国继续同巴基斯坦站在一起。
I now invite the State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi for his remarks.
下面呢，我要请王毅国务委员兼外长发言。
各位记者大家好，很高兴在巴基斯坦新建政府成立之际，对巴基斯坦进行友好的访问。 我谨代表中国政府在此祝贺巴勒斯坦顺利完成选举进程。中国尊重巴勒斯坦人民自主做出的选择。我们相信新任政府将在约巴汗总理的领导之下，团结带领全体巴勒斯坦人民，万众一心，刻苦奋斗，朝着建设新巴勒斯坦这一宏伟目标向前迈进。在这个历史的新的征程中，作为巴勒斯坦的好朋友、好伙伴和好邻居，我们将坚定地同巴勒斯坦站在一起。
Friends from the press, it is my pleasure to visit Pakistan shortly after the inauguration of its new government. On behalf of the Chinese government, I once again congratulate Pakistan on the smoothly completed election. China respects the independent choice made by the Pakistani people. We believe that under the leadership of Prime Minister Imran Khan, the new Pakistani government will lead the Pakistani people in working with one heart and one mind to overcome difficulties and towards the vision of a new Pakistan. On this new historic journey, China will stand firmly by Pakistan as its good neighbor, good friend and good partner.
中巴两国是全天候战略合作伙伴，我们之间的关系建立在长期相互理解、相互支持、相互信任基础上，超越党派之斗争和政权更迭，稳如泰山。
China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic and cooperative partners. This relationship is based on mutual understanding, mutual support, and mutual trust forged over the years. It rises above political parties and government changes. It is unshakable as a mountain.
中巴两国是唇齿相依、患难与共的铁哥们儿。我们之间的友谊经历了历史和国际风云的考验，扎根于两个人民的心中，坚不可摧。
China and Pakistan are close as lips and teeth, and iron brothers sharing will and woe. Our friendship has withstood the test of time and international changes. It is in the heart of the two peoples. It is strong and unbreakable.
我这次访巴勒斯坦，主要目的就是与新政府全面对接，就各领域合作全面对话，为新形势下的中巴关系起好路、开好头。我们赞赏巴勒斯坦新政府强调，将继续把对华关系作为巴勒斯坦外交政策的基石。我也愿意在此重申，中国也将继续把巴勒斯坦置于中国对外政策和周边外交的优先位置上。
I am coming to Pakistan to make full contact with the new government and compare notes on all areas of bilateral cooperation. The thrust is to ensure a good beginning for bilateral relationship on the new starting point. We applaud the new government of Pakistan for underscoring its commitment to keeping China-Pakistan relationship a cornerstone of its foreign policy. Let me reiterate here that China will continue to put Pakistan at a priority place in China's foreign policy and neighborhood diplomacy.
我的外长会谈富有成果，我赞同他对这次会谈所给予的评价。那么我把它概括为10条重要共识。
I had fruitful discussions with Foreign Minister. I agree with his comments on our meeting today. I could summarize what we have agreed into 10 points.
一是深化战略合作，加强战略沟通。中方欢迎伊巴汗总理今年10月份到中国进行正式的访问，并且出席第1届中国国际进口博览会。我们也愿意邀请他明年到中国去出席第2届的“一带一路”国际合作高峰论坛。
The first agreement is that we will deepen strategic mutual trust and enhance strategic communication. China welcomes Prime Minister Imran Khan to China this coming November to pay an official visit and also attend the very first China International Import Expo. We are also ready to invite him to China for the second Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation to be held next year.
第二是 更好推进中巴经济走廊建设，确保已建成的项目正常运行，在建项目顺利推进。同时，根据巴方的下一步经济社会发展的重点和巴基斯坦民众的需求，协商确定走廊未来发展的路径和主要的合作的方向，重点加快产业合作和民生的改善民生的项目，并且逐步向巴基斯坦西部的欠发展地区倾斜。
Second, we have agreed to realize every development of the CBAC. The two sides will see to it that the complete projects will run as planned and the ongoing ones will proceed on schedule. In addition, in light of Pakistan's development priorities and its people's needs in the time to come, the two sides will also consult about future pathways of the corridor and the direction of cooperation. The two sides will make particular efforts to strengthen cooperation on industrial capacity and livelihood projects. More benefits will be delivered to less developed areas in western Pakistan.
三是这个双边贸易平衡的发展，中方将通过专项补贴以及派遣采购团等方式扩大从巴基斯坦进口，并且为巴基斯坦的农产品输华提供更大的便利。双方争取年内完成中巴自贸协定升级版的谈判，进一步提升两国贸易自由化水平。
Certainly, we have agreed to strive for greater balance in two-way trade. China will earmark an amount of subsidies to encourage the imports from Pakistan and will send more trade promotion teams to Pakistan. We will also broaden the market access for Pakistan's competitive agricultural products. The two sides will work to complete negotiations to upgrade the FTA by the end of this year to further enhance the level of trade liberalization between the two countries.
四是要大力开展产能合作，中方将支持巴基斯坦发展本国的制造业，提高自主发展能力，增加就业和扩大出口，加快融入国际产业链。
And fourthly, we have agreed to engage actively in industrial capacity cooperation. China will support Pakistan in developing the local manufacturing sector to enhance the capacity for self-driven development, increase job creation and expand exports, and to be integrated into the international industrial chain at a faster pace.
五是要以改善民生为重点，加强发展合作。中方将把对巴的援助更多的向农业、教育、医疗、饮水等民生的领域倾斜，让更多的巴基斯坦民众能够得到实实在在的。
Fifth, we have agreed that we will further promote development-oriented cooperation, focusing on people's livelihood. Chinese assistance will be further weighted towards agriculture, education, health care, safe drinking water, and other livelihood areas so as to bring tangible benefits to more Pakistani people.
六是要加强防务安全合作，促进两国军队和执法机关的交流，坚决打击东伊运恐怖势力。中方也将支持巴基斯坦方面根据本国的国情继续坚定的打击。
And sixth, we will deepen defense and security cooperation. The two sides will enhance interactions between the two militaries and law enforcement institutions. We will work together to resolutely combat the ETIM terrorist forces. China will continue to support Pakistan in its effort to fight against terrorism in light of its national realities.
第七是加强治国理政经验的交流，中方愿意根据巴方的需要，举办扶贫、反腐以及经济发展等领域的研讨班，在巴基斯坦建设扶贫的示范项目。
Seventh, our two sides have agreed to increase the sharing of practices of governance. China is ready to host seminars on poverty reduction, combating corruption and promoting economic development for Pakistan. China is also ready to organize demonstration projects for poverty reduction in Pakistan.
八是要拓展 人人的交流，保持并扩大两国青年互访规模，加强职业教育合作。中方将继续采取措施，为巴方的公民来华提供更多的前途。
Eighth, we have agreed to expand people-to-people exchange. We will keep and expand mutual visits between the young people of our two countries and strengthen cooperation on vocational education. China will take further measures on visa facilitations for Pakistani citizens visiting China.
指出要加强在国际和地区事务上的合作，共同推进阿富汗的和解进程，共同反对贸易保护主义、单边主义、冷战思维和强权政治，推动建设新型和平关系和人类共同体。
And ninth, we have agreed to strengthen cooperation in international and regional affairs. Our two sides will work together to advance the reconciliation process in Afghanistan. Our two sides will work together to oppose trade protectionism, unilateralism, Cold War mentality, and power politics. Our two sides will jointly build a new type of international relations and a community with a shared future for mankind.
实施要继往开来，推动中巴全天候战略合作伙伴关系迈上新台阶，打造更加紧密的中巴利益共同体，进而为构建人类利益共同体做出中巴双方的贡献。谢谢大家。
Tenthly, we have agreed to build on the past achievements and open up even broader prospects, take the China-Pakistan all-weather strategic and cooperative partnership to new heights and build an even closer community with a shared future between China and Pakistan. This way, we will make our contribution to the building of a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll take a few questions. Amjad Saab from PTV, your question is for the Foreign Minister of Pakistan.
来自巴基斯坦国家电视台的记者提问呢，是给巴基斯坦的外长。
Thank you very much. Amjad from State Broadcaster PTV News. My question to the Foreign Minister of Pakistan is, His Excellency, you had a detailed meeting with your counterpart. What issues were discussed and what the agenda of the meeting?
我想问各位系外长，您和中国的外长进行了非常详细的会谈，你们究竟谈到了哪些问题，取得了什么重要进展？
I will reiterate I would just reiterate what the Foreign Minister just said. He has given you the details of the areas where we feel that there is a way forward, and he's identified 10 clear areas where we can mutually benefit from each other. We had a wide range of discussion, and let me begin by saying that it was a very fruitful, productive meeting. The beauty of such an interaction is that since we have a seamless bilateral relationship, we waste no time discussing concerns because we have no concerns. We spend time on building an architecture for future cooperation. So we discussed, as the Foreign Minister pointed out, our bilateral issues, our regional and international issues, and you'll be happy to learn that we have identity of views on almost all of them.
正如刚才王毅外长所说，今天我跟他进行了成果丰硕、内容广泛的交谈。王毅外长呢提出了我们谈的10大共识，谈话的成果呢非常的丰硕。像这样的交流，一个非常美好的地方就是在于中巴关系如此之紧密，双方之间没有什么关切。每次一会谈时间呢都是花在讨论如何建立面向未来的合作的框架。的确，我们今天呢谈到了双边问题、地区形势、国际问题。我也非常高兴地说，几乎在所有问题上，我们的观点都是一致的。
I shared with the Foreign Minister the recent the discussions that I had with Secretary Pompeo. We also discussed the the possibility of a strategic dialogue between China and Pakistan. Both sides do that, and the details will be worked out by the officials at the earliest. We discussed defense cooperation, Pakistan's urgent needs in this evolving regional situation. We discussed regional challenges, terrorism, counter-terrorism measures that we have taken, how collectively we have to take on forces that have undermined stability, regional stability, and ETIM is one of them. We have a shared interest in dealing with this organization in a decisive manner. I also shared with the Foreign Minister, Prime Minister Imran Khan's PTI's government's reform agenda, what our focus is. We discussed enhancing the scope of our economic relations, and he mentioned a number of measures that they plan to take in which the trade opportunities and possibility of Pakistani exports into China will improve. He mentioned the possibility of subsidies being provided to encourage exports and to correct the imbalance in our bilateral trade. He also mentioned the fact that we are now thinking of discussing how to expand our industrial base and how to relocate some industries which are labor intensive, because job creation is one of the higher priorities of this government.
国务卿蓬佩奥对巴西中巴之间建立战略对话机制，双方同意有必要这样做，将会尽早就具体的细节进行沟通和接触。我们也讨论了双方在防务方面的合作。我向王国伟介绍了在地区形势变化的背景下，巴基斯坦所面临的一些紧迫的需要。我们还讨论了地区形势、恐怖主义以及开展的打击恐怖主义的行动。双方呢也还讨论了如何来应对那些破坏地区稳定的势力，包括东伊运。双方有着共同的利益，采取果断措施应对这样的一个组织。我还向王国伟介绍了伊姆兰汗总理以及正义运动党政府采取的改革的各项措施。我们还谈及如何扩大中巴之间的经贸关系。王国伟介绍了一系列中方将会计划采取的措施，包括促进双方的贸易的机会，扩大巴基斯坦对华的出口，以及为此将会设置的专项的一些补贴，来纠正双方贸易之间所存在的一些不平衡。他也提到了我们现在正在考虑的就是如何扩大产业方面的合作，包括一些劳动密集型产业向巴基斯坦转移，这也将有助于巴基斯坦当地的就业，这是本届政府所高度重视的一个领域。
That's it. Next question would be Mr. Yong Tan Pong from Phoenix TV, China, and your question is for the State Council.
凤凰卫视的记者问中国的外长。
尊敬的王毅国务委员兼外交部长阁下你好。我的问题是，就是外界有一种观点，认为目前的中巴经济走廊以基础设施建设为主，那么这增加了债务负担，是导致发债务危机和财政困难的重要原因。那么对此，中方如何评价？谢谢。
My question goes to State Councilor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Some people nowadays say that the CPAC is mostly focusing on infrastructure development, thus has increased the debt burden on the Pakistani government and has contributed to the financial and debt crisis that Pakistan is facing today. How would you respond?
中巴经济走廊是以8方的需求而开展的一个重大经济活动。中国是一个重情讲义的国家。当年中国困难的时候，8方向中国伸出援手。今天中国的回报，帮助巴基斯坦加快经济社会的发展。我愿意向大家介绍几个数字。走廊框架下，目前共有22个合作项目，其中9个已经完工，13个在建，总投资190亿美元左右。那么带动了巴基斯坦每年经济增长1到2个百分点，而且给巴基斯坦创造了7万个以上的就业机会。这些成果实实在在有目共睹。而且我想强调的是，走廊建设不是针对特定的区域和团体，而是面向巴基斯坦整个国家，惠及巴基斯坦全体人民。
The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a major economic cooperation project to the needs of Pakistan. China is a country that values and cherishes friendship. When China was in difficulties, Pakistan extended to China a helping hand. Today, China wants to reciprocate. We want to support Pakistan in speeding up social and economic development. In this context, please allow me to share with you a number of figures. Under the CPAC framework, there are now 22 cooperation projects. 9 of them have been completed, 13 are under construction, with a total investment of around $19 billion. And these have boosted Pakistan's economic growth on an annual average by around 1 to 2 percentage points, creating for Pakistan over 17,000 job opportunities. These are real and tangible outcomes. I also want to stress that the CPAC is not for a specific or particular region or a particular group. It is for Pakistan as an entire country. It is designed to deliver benefits to all Pakistani people.
走廊的早期收获以基础设施还有能源的项目为主，这既是8方的一个迫切的需求，同时也是任何国家走向工业化所必不可少的一个阶段。因为如果没有电、没有路，就不可能发展制造业，也没有产出的物流。所以这些项目有助于突破巴基斯坦发展的瓶颈和制约，也为走廊的下一步的发展奠定了重要的基础。
Many of the early harvest projects of the corridor are about energy and infrastructure development. These have met the urgent needs of Pakistan. They also represent a natural stage for any country's industrialization, because in the absence of electricity, in the absence of road, there can be no logistical basis to support development of manufacturing. And these projects have helped to unlock the development bottlenecks of Pakistan and have also made an important foundation to future development of the corridor.
下一步如何推进？我们首先仍然尊重巴基斯坦方面的愿景，双方初步商定，走廊的发展将逐步向产业合作来深化，重点帮助巴基斯坦发展制造业，培育自主发展能力，从而增加就业、扩大贸易。同时更加注重改善8方的民生，让更多的巴基斯坦民众从走廊当中受益。
As for the future of CPAC cooperation, the first thing we stress is that we respect the wish of the Pakistani side. Our two sides have preliminarily agreed that under the CPAC cooperation will gradually, the focus of cooperation will gradually shift to industrial cooperation and priority to help Pakistan develop local manufacturing, strengthen capacity for self-driven development, and these will lend impetus to job creation and trade expansion. And greater attention will also be paid to improve the livelihood of Pakistani people, so that more Pakistanis will benefit from the CPEC.
关于提到债务问题，通过国际融资来实施重大项目，这是各国的通行做法。国际货币基金组织、亚洲开发银行多年来向巴方提供了借贷的支持。据我们了解，目前巴方所持的外债当中，47%是来自于多边金融机构，而中巴经济走廊的22个项目当中，18个是由中方的直接投资，或者说是援助的，只有4个使用的是中方的优惠的贷款。所以可以明确的说，走廊建设并没有加重巴基斯坦方面的债务负担。相反，随着这些项目的顺利的陆续的建成和运营，将释放它应有的经济的效益，将给巴方带来可观的经济回报。
Question, well, I want to say it is a common practice to implement big-scale projects through international financing. Over the years, the IMF and the ADB have provided lending support to Pakistan. To our knowledge of the current foreign debt of Pakistan, 47% comes from multilateral financial institutions. When it comes to the 22 projects under the CPEC, 18 of them are financed through direct Chinese investment or with Chinese assistance. Only 4 have been using concessional loans from the Chinese side. Therefore, to be sure, the CPEC has not inflicted debt burden on Pakistan, but rather, when those projects get completed and enter into operation, they will unleash huge economic benefits as designed, and these will bring considerable returns to the Pakistani economy.
顺便说一点，我们还听到有人提到走廊的透明度的问题。我跟外长一致认为，这不是一个问题，或者这是一个伪问题，因为走廊从来都是透明的，所有的项目都经过科学的、公开的论证，履行了所有的必要的程序。我和外长还达成了一致，随着走廊建设的深入，我们都愿意通过协商来引入第3方参与到走廊的建设，从而使走廊的建设不仅惠及于中巴两国的人民，也能够为区域的经济合作的发展以及本地区的互联互通来发挥更大的作用。
Let me also say that some people are talking about the transparency of CPEC, but on this issue, both Foreign Minister Bara and I agree that this is actually a false issue, because all the CPEC projects have been put on the basis of open and scientific studies. They have gone through all the necessary procedures, and we have also agreed that as the CPEC further proceeds, we might consider bringing on board a third party in the CPEC development, because we believe this will help bring benefits to both Chinese and Pakistani people, and also contribute to regional economic development and connectivity.
我还想强调的是，巴方目前面临的困难是战事。巴基斯坦是当今世界重要的新兴经济体，有着广阔的市场和巨大的发展潜力。中方，我们一直应该继续看好巴基斯坦发展前景。我们相信，随着巴基斯坦政府改革举措的推进，在国际社会的支持之下，巴基斯坦一定能够实现自身经济的健康和可持续的发展。谢谢。
Let me also stress that perhaps indeed Pakistan is now facing some difficulties, but those difficulties are only temporary. Pakistan is an important emerging economy in this world. It has a vast market and broad potential of development. China has been confident and remains confident in the future of Pakistan. We believe as Prime Minister Han's reform program go forward and under the support of the international community, Pakistan will realize sound and sustainable economic development. Thank you.
The next question would be from Madam Li Chan from China Radio International for Foreign Minister of Pakistan.
中国国际广播电台问巴基斯坦外长。
Your Excellency, Mr. Foreign Minister, I'm from China Radio International. And just now you said there was a discussion on economic and trade issues in the talks. So what was the focus on the trade and economic relations between China and Pakistan? Thank you.
我想问库雷西外长，您刚才说两位外长呢在讨论中涉及到了中巴之间的经济和贸易的这个关系。那么中巴经济关系中的重点包括哪些方面？谢谢。
As the Foreign Minister just elaborated, that CPAC is a evolving